Today's learning didn't come from a research paper, a course, or a particularly complex case. It came from a quiet moment during treatment, and from a simple question. I was treating Willie, a horse who's been working hard over the past couple of weeks. His training has been focusing on improving his tempi changes and his canter pirouettes. Both are beautiful movements, and both require the horse to take more weight behind, to sit more, and to organise his body with greater strength and control. When I treated him, there was a little more tension than usual through his gluteal muscles and his hamstrings. Nothing dramatic, nothing unexpected, just a body responding honestly to an increased workload. After the treatment, I suggested that Leone spend a few minutes gently rubbing those areas before and after riding him, until I see him again next week. He's competing at the regionals the week after that, so supporting his body now makes sense. She asked a very reasonable question. She asked whether she should use a massage gun, or whether there was a particular way I wanted her to massage the area. And my answer was simple. I said, just keep it simple. Use your hands. Rub the area gently for a few minutes after you've tacked him up, and again after you've untacked him. No special tools, no complicated techniques, no pressure to get it right. In uncomplicated situations like this, simple is often enough. Touch increases circulation. It provides sensory input. It helps the nervous system register safety and care. And perhaps most importantly, it keeps the human connected to what the horse is telling them through their body. Our hands notice things. They notice subtle changes, day-to-day differences, areas that feel a little fuller or a little quieter than before. They notice when something softens more quickly, or when a horse reacts differently from one day to the next. Tools can be useful, but they can also pull our attention away from listening. Of course, this isn't the whole story. There's so much more that supports a horse working at this level. Warming up matters, and warming up in hand before getting on allows the horse to begin organising their body without the added load of a rider. Once we're on board, the warm-up needs to continue, and it needs to be appropriate for the work that's going to be asked. Cooling down matters too, allowing the body to settle, breathing to return to baseline, and the nervous system to down-regulate. Baited stretches can be a useful part of preparation when they're done thoughtfully and correctly. Spacing training demands matters. If you work on something like canter pirouettes on a Monday, it's wise to give the body time to adapt before working on them again. We don't get stronger during the work itself. We get stronger during recovery, when the tissue that's been challenged is rebuilt in a way that better meets the demands placed on it. Equipment matters. A well-fitting saddle, bridle and bit. Thoughtful farriery with attention to foot balance and, where appropriate, imaging. Good dental care, again, including x-rays if indicated. Diet and environment matter too. Willie, for example, is turned out every day, and that baseline of movement and mental well-being underpins everything else. During the day, we were chatting with another owner about a horse who has recently undergone veterinary investigation. The owner was saying how relieved she was that the root cause of the problem had been found quickly and relatively easily. And I gently pointed out that the reason for that wasn't luck. It was the team around the horse. A team chosen by and led by the owner. A team that enabled early detection of a problem, ruled out various potential causes, and allowed the vet to focus more quickly on the correct area of concern. So yes, supporting a horse's neuromusculoskeletal health is complex. Performance, comfort, safety, and longevity are influenced by many interconnected factors. But sometimes In the midst of all that knowledge, all that responsibility, and all that information, we make things harder than they need to be. I see it often. Owners who want to do the very best for their horse, but feel that they have to do everything perfectly. And when it feels like too much, they end up doing nothing at all. That's why today's learning mattered. Sometimes the most supportive thing you can do is also the simplest. A few minutes, with your hands, with your attention, before and after you ride. Simple, done consistently, often supports our horses far more than complicated things done occasionally. And sometimes keeping it simple is exactly what both horse and human need.